Gentlemen, thank you for not only your testimony today, but all that you have been doing. I think I've had conversations with each one of you about the Alaska-specific issues, most notably with regards to our seafood processing. This is the time of year where we typically welcome 1 million plus tourists, as well as many thousands that come up from the lower 48 and other places to help with our seafood processing. And it has been a very anxious time, I think, for all of us in Alaska as we see outsiders coming in. We have seen obviously elevated cases of confirmed COVID. Our numbers, I think, are enviable when other states look at us to know that we're working about 500 active cases right now, about double that in terms of what we have seen throughout this whole pandemic. But again, we know, and you have stated, that we don't have resources that we can look to neighboring states. We're kind of on our own island there in terms of resourcing. So what you have done to help facilitate, whether it's the plans with the seafood processors, the guidance, the ability to come in on an as needed if the situation so demands. We appreciate that. We have seen the benefit of how these very rigorous plans have worked. An individual who comes up to work in a seafood processing facility is tested before they come to the state. They're tested when they get to the state. They're put in a 14-day quarantine. We have seen positive cases once people have arrived, but we've been able to do what the plan calls for, which is that contact tracing and then isolation and keeping things to a minimum. So I think it does demonstrate that these tough plans really can work. They are expensive, though. If you are bringing in several hundred or perhaps 1,000 workers and you have to put them up in a hotel for 14 days with pay, when you have to provide for the health protocols, this is costly. I would ask for your input, and probably a question for the record, just in terms of which agencies can best help facilitate these seafood processors with not only implementation of the specific guidance, but how we can be dealing with the costs. We do receive some benefit from the discretionary funds provided to the states, but I think we would all recognize, like the meat packing facilities, our seafood processors are an important and a critical industry, not only to Alaska, but to the country. So we want to work to address that.